Hi, I'm Anthony Furey, your host for this episode of Canadian Innovators, where we profile Canadian entrepreneurs, business leaders, and discuss the big issues that matter to the economy. One very big issue that's going on right now is the discussions and the push and pull of the direction of the global economy and global politics. And one new organization is at the front and center of that conversation, pushing for change, a group called ARC, the Alliance for Responsible Citizenship, that just wrapped up its now second of what has become an annual conference of thought leaders who gather from around the world to meet in London, England. Our guest today is Bryan Gould, who's the founder and CEO of Aspen Leaf Energy and also one of the ambassadors for ARC. He joins us to break down what ARC is all about and what we should expect from it in the years ahead. Bryan, welcome to the program. Good to speak with you.
Thanks for having me this morning.
So please tell us, ARC, for those who haven't heard about it, as it's a relatively new organization, why was it founded and what is it all about?
So ARC is the brainchild of three people. Many Canadians will be familiar with Jordan Peterson. And Jordan, along with Baroness Philippa Stroud and some others, decided that we needed to push back on the globalist agenda. And frankly, their aim is to defend the foundations of Western civilization. So ARC is premised on the belief that democracy, freedom, free market economies, and individuals who act both in their self-interest and in accordance with a flourishing, vibrant society are the best path forward for humanity.
It seems kind of remarkable that when you lay down those basic tenets, that one would even need an organization to defend it, because those should be the hallmarks of who we are and what we stand for. But I know in recent years we found that's not the case, and there is a need for such advocacy.
It's quite astounding, but when you look at what's happening, I would say there are two challenges to those basic tenets. One is we are in a very tenuous geopolitical world. And more we're coming to the realization that there are regimes around the world, notably in Russia, Communist Party in China, North Korea and Iran, that see this differently and frankly want world supremacy that does not act in accordance with these basic values. But more importantly than that, we now have established this sort of internal self-loathing, and we're at war with ourselves, taking on the fundamentals that have led to the greatest flourishing and prosperity for humanity that we've seen. And so for me, we're at a fundamental crossroads where we can either defend what's got us to this level and work on continuous improvement, or tear it all down and try the failed systems of communism, totalitarianism, and central command and control. So we're at a fundamental point in human history where we either defend Western civilization and all that means, or we lose and we go backwards in terms of not just the Western countries, but the world at large.
There's been other global gatherings of business leaders, thought leaders, politicians that arguably do the opposite or have helped perhaps with the managed decline of the West. The World Economic Forum is one. There are others. Is it fair to say that ARC is sort of the counterpoint to those organizations?
Yes, it is fair to say that it's the counterpoint, with one important difference. Those organizations are all premised on central command and control. So it's the elites dictating to the broad population, everything, what you should do, how you should work, where you should live, what you should eat, etc. ARC is based on the opposite premise, that the fundamental building block is the individual, and it's premised on individuals acting out of free will, both for their own good and for the good of society, to have a flourishing society. So you can think of it as the inside-out movement of Davos, which is premised on individuals all working together towards a flourishing society.
And it's going to be interesting to see exactly how people respond to the ebb and flow of these organizations as things change in the years ahead. We got to go to break in just a moment, but when we come back, let's talk about what really went on the ground at the ARC conference, because I know there's been some exciting speakers and some exciting energy about what ARC holds for the years ahead and to sort of push the culture in that direction. We'll be back with Bryan Gould in just a moment.